Hello, World Economic News. Monday, new week. Hello. Doug Short is going to start us off from the United States with the Consumer Price Index components. And we start with food, housing, and clothing, but in bigness order. We get housing, which is the big blue one, and then food and beverages, which is the top green one, and transportation, which is the yucky coloured other green one. And the other things are what they say they are in the chartified thing. Okay, you're reading it, read it? Good, moving on. Breaking down the consumer price index, energy inflation in the background. Now I love this because it's got that energy inflation as kind of a spectre in the background, isn't it? It's ghostly. But we can see that along the bottom, the brown springy looking one is apparel, and it's deflationary. It has been since the year 2000, going down in price because you're getting cheap bras from China and other things, of course. But that's it, and it's springy, I think, because of seasonal variations. One will be up for Christmas, I imagine, up for before summer, these spring fashions. I don't know. The top red one is medical care. We've done this so many times before. Medical care going up a lot. There's an interesting one, education and communication. The purpley one, it's going up quite a lot, but communication going down, probably part of that component, and education going up a lot as to overbalance that, making it go up quite a bit. Energy, or let's say transportation, because you can see it kind of follows, because its gas prices quite a lot, is the greeny one, and it's had quite a kick up lately. But you can see basically that what the components are doing individually, but with that spectre of energy prices behind it. And that's real. Those are the same energy prices going up and rated the same way as the other things going up. Get on with it. CPI and core CPI, it's on a different link number 2, I think this is. And along the bottom first we look, the red and the blue, which is the core CPI in blue. And core is taking out food and energy. And as you can see, if anything, it's flattish, but trending down, if anything, from the year 2000, where it was about, 2.5%, 3%, and now it's down to about 1%, 1.5%. So going down. The red one, obviously the reason they don't use it, the CPI with energy and food in there, because it's so lively. But even so, the trend, if anything, from the last 10 years is downwards with that. But take a look of the cumulative change. In other words, these are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, whatever they happen to be, monthly or annually. But they mount up to those blue for the core, and red spotty one for the including food and energy. And you can see over the 10 years it's managed to bound up 25, nearly 35%. It mounts up these little percentage here and a little percentage there, as long as you do it every year, doesn't it? Moving on, monthly retail sales. Now actually that could have been, the last chart could have been in the first lot, and this is the second lot. Monthly retail sales, because so much of the GDP in the United States is made up of consumption. Monthly retail sales is basically a lot of consumption. So it's vital for getting good GDP is to get these retail sales up. And we can see these are in billions, going up the side there monthly, but you can see it's just basically bottom left, top righting. It came down nothing in the tech crash, but it took quite a hammering in this last recession, but it's getting going again. So that function in GDP is getting going again. So that would be good for politicians and people tasked with being responsible for this sort of shit. Okay, moving on. Clever fella, Doug Short. Lovely, very nice charts. What he's done now is take out or apply for population and inflation. So this is going back to 1990 something or other. The population's grown by well over 20%, and there has been all that inflation that we've seen. So take that out, and we get what each average individual per capita person in the United States is actually spending. Are they having more money and spending more money as an average per capita type thing? And we can see the answers no. It went down hugely, you can see, after this last recession thing, and it's on its way up. So where it is now is a long way up from where it was, a year and a half ago, a long way up. But even so, line drawn beautifully by me, I thought, across there takes us back to August of 1999, and that is what the Americans are spending, the same as August 1999, and well down from the peak, January 2006, but 12 years, getting on for 12 years. The GDP looks good because there are more people spending more because there are more of them and there's more inflation. GDP goes up, but actually individual Americans are about, we could say, buying as much stuff as they were 12 years ago. Or they haven't got the money, because if they had the money they'd be spending. So you can say basically their spending, their wage or their buying power is the same as it was 12 years ago. Would that be right? I thought it was about right. Nice charts though, eh? Let's move on. Quickly, there's not much to do today. I've got a lot I could present, but I've just thrown it away. I thought, no, throw it away. Let's have an easy start to the week. China bans diesel exports. Beijing has suspended exports of diesel fuel indefinitely to meet domestic energy demands ahead of the peak summer season, prompting concerns about knock-on effects across Asia. They did export quite a lot of refined diesel, even to here in France, strangely. The move, designed to keep energy prices low at home, echoes export bans implemented by many governments on agricultural commodities in 2007 and 8, which sparked large increases in food prices. It jolly well did. And this week, Russia imposed prohibitive tax on petrol exports, suggesting emerging countries are broadening the use of export restrictions beyond agriculture. So there. This is a nice chart. If you follow the link, you can see all these, call them hand-drawn charts, but they're hand-drawn, but the data is in there behind them. Uppsala University, Kjell Alaklet. This is the IEA in 2005 did its projections. You know how these bodies do these projections. A best case scenario, standard case, high end, standard case, lower end, and really it could never happen, worst case scenario of forecast for oil production. We can see in 2005 they were at about 83 million barrels a day. And the IEA was doing that best case thing, standard case, and we can guarantee, as they've done these cross-offs, not going to get up there because we're 6 years later, and you can see the black line of what actually has happened has got nowhere near even their standard case. And if anything, it's just about above their worst case. We could say it's between the worst case and standard case low end, but really following the worst case scenario. These bodies do optimistic projections of what oil is going to pop out of the ground. Last one, from China Daily. Citizens feel inflation biting hard. This is China, Chinese people that really exist over there in China. Or are they over there? Don't know. Yeah. This latest year, yogurt has gone up 25%. Fuel surcharge, they're paying 28.6% more in fuel. A haircut costs them 67% more. And a steamed bun 87.5% more. This is reality on the streets of China. That's it for today. I'll probably see you tomorrow, or you'll see me. Bye.